Well, let's start off, Michelle, by clearly stating that the Police Minister Bheki Cele has indeed arrived here in Hout Bay together with the Provincial Commissioner of the SAPS and some other relevant stakeholders within the security agencies here in the Western Cape. The MEC for Safety and Security, Ellen Wendy, is also here. I must also mention that. And I must say, Michelle, that we have literally, as the media, been asked to step out of that stakeholder meeting, which they will be holding, which they're actually currently holding right now with various stakeholders who include obviously the taxi operators who've been at war and at loggerheads with each other over a route, of a very contested route, a lucrative route to the Cape Town CBD from Hout Bay. Now, like I said, we've been asked to step out until they conclude the stakeholder meeting. Michelle, we'll find out exactly what happened in it and what exactly they've been discussing. We know that they will obviously be discussing the deaths of the 4 people that were shot and killed in one day on the doorstep of the police station here in Hout Bay. And also prior to that, another man was shot and killed, and that was also linked to the ongoing taxi violence here in Hout Bay. And speaking about that particular death that happened before the murder of the 4 people, I have a relative of the deceased men who died before the 4 men were shot and killed here in Hout Bay. Thank you so much, Sissy, for joining us. And you are a relative of a family member of one of the people that were shot and killed as a result of the ongoing taxi violence here. Tell us how the family received the news of the death of your loved one.
I'm his family friend. He's just a family friend. He used to drive for my uncle. Since I was a bit close to him, it didn't affect me. Yeah, well, it did affect me in a bad way because we were so close. So, yeah, I guess I can say that.
And with all the taxi violence that is happening here, what do you think needs to be done? And I mean, the people that get shot and killed are not just people from outside the community, it's people that you know, and it's family members who are involved in this ongoing taxi violence. How is it affecting the community? And just hearing how they are able to go by and how these incidents happen just so quickly in the early hours of the morning when people are trying to go to work and school.
The fact that there's a shooting happening here, it affects people, yeah, even if they're not taxi drivers, because people use taxis, so yeah. On my side, I don't like what is happening here, but I can say what's what and what must happen and what must not happen, because I don't know why this thing is happening here. Yeah, I don't like it because I've got friends who are taxi drivers, so every time I hear a gunshot, I'm like, I think, yeah. And then even if I don't know the others, but then they've got families, their fathers, their sons, yeah. It doesn't sit well with me, yeah.
It doesn't certainly sit well with the relatives, Michelle, as well as the community that now has to rely on the My City bus to get to town as opposed to using the minibus taxi, which they'd normally use. And they also always say that the minibus taxi gets them to work faster than a My City bus would. However, the taxi operators are inside that stakeholders meeting with the Minister of Police, Bheki Cele, to try and come up with a solution with regards to the ongoing taxi violence that has been happening here. And obviously family members of those who are affected and those who have passed away obviously still reeling the death of their loved ones, because these taxi operators are fathers and sons, like this family member has mentioned. They are sons and they are fathers to their families, so it does obviously affect their families in as much as it affects the way in which commuters travel to and from work from Hout Bay.
Absolutely. Well, thanks very much for that update. Athi Mtongana is live to us there in Hout Bay, and she'll keep us up to date on that meeting. I'm sure they'll hold some sort of briefing once that meeting is completed. Media have been asked to leave the meeting as they try to iron out those various issues.